Welcome to round 5 of the Parenting Roundabout podcast for the week of November 14th. I'm Nicole Erdix, and I'm here with Catherine Haleko.
Hello. And my dog
Terry
barking
Morrow.
outside.
Hello.
I don't know if you can hear her, but she's loud.
She has a product she wants to recommend.
Yeah. Because it is Nicole's Pet Stuff Minute.
Exactly. Today we are taking a break from talking and complaining and obsessing and instead shouting out things other people are doing that we think you'll find as useful or enjoyable as we do, such as pet items. We call this our Roundabout Roundup. So I was just saying before we started this podcast that I don't seem to buy very much for myself anymore these days. It's usually for my pets. So I just want to mention my most recent purchase. It is the Pawwise Automatic Pet Feeder for dogs and cats. A food dispenser station with a timer.
Oh,
yes.
fancy.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So it has a little timer on it. It's fairly inexpensive. There are way more expensive ones, but we just wanted to see if our cats would respond to it. For those long days that we just are not home in time for their 5 o'clock dinner. Because they're cats and they're very particular about when they're fed. And so we're going to try these. We got them yesterday. And I mean, they're like I said, they're economical. So they're not super high end, but they seem to do the job. You just put the food in. It comes with a little ice pack. So if you're using wet food, you can put the little ice pack in there and it'll keep it cold.
You sure your dog's not going to eat the ice pack?
No, it's like it's enclosed.
I've had dogs who would eat the ice pack.
No, it's enclosed. I mean, I would have never given this to Missy. She would have broken it apart in 2 seconds. My cats, on the other hand, I think they can handle it. But just you set the timer and then it just pops up and then their food's there. So we're going to try it. I'll let you know how it goes. We had a little test run last night.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
Has anybody ever made something like that for snack food? Like if I had a little thing that had a timer on it and you could get a handful of Cheez-Its and then it locks back up and you have to wait another 2 hours to go back in again.
Yeah, but that'd be like
smart.
I feel like it would be easily overcome.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Somebody else in your family would have to set it up for you and make sure that you abide by the rules. But no. Just a little self-control.
No, it wouldn't work for me. Terry, what do you have this week?
A while ago, I talked about getting a rip skirt, which is like a nice wraparound skirt that I wore a lot in the summer. Really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed sitting around my house doing work in a skirt instead of shorts that are maybe a little bindy. And so I had dug back in my closet and I found a bunch of other short skirts that I wasn't wearing and I started wearing them. And I had a great summer of wearing skirts and being very comfortable. Now the weather's a little colder. I reached back into my closet again and I found a bunch of long skirts that I have not been using in possibly decades, but they still fit. They look good. And then I turned to the problem of my legs getting cold, which is not an issue in the summer. And so this caused me to reach back into not my closet, but my own past, to a sartorial trauma of my youth, to reclaim something that was lost to me. And so it is that I come to you today to talk about knee socks. I am once again wearing knee socks. I am, as we speak, wearing a very stylish pair of knee socks from a place called Zkano, which is my recommendation for today. Zkano is a company that makes socks made in the USA. They're in Alabama. And it's a family-owned mill in Fort Payne, Alabama, where our socks are made from start to finish under one roof, says this little piece of paper that came with the socks. Our business is run by a second-generation sock maker who works alongside her parents to oversee every detail in production. She works alongside her parents. How can you not love socks by somebody who works alongside her parents? And this little thing that was wrapped around the socks says all of our socks are made with care in small batches using Texas-grown organic cotton and low-impact dyes. When you purchase our socks, you are supporting a woman-owned small business. So I feel really good about buying these socks because it sounds like a worthy business to support. They are completely made in the USA. And They are also, I feel really good about wearing them because they're comfy and they're cute. So I have included the link in the show notes for their knee sock section, but of course they have other kinds of socks. And I have purchased almost all of their styles. I did not get the polka dot ones because I am 63 years old and I'm not going to wear polka dot socks. And there was one that had stripes of blue and rust and brown, which are conveniently just exactly the colors of the skirts I have dredged off the back of my closet. So I got those, but I didn't get the other big striped ones. But then I got all the rest. So, go check out their collection. They are a little more expensive, as things made in the USA often are, but they feel really good and sturdy and cottony, as opposed to like nylon-y or some of the other things you might get at the more affordable socks at like Target. They just feel really good. And there are no mean girls to make fun of me in my home. So I can wear them anytime I want. I did not get saddle shoes, but I do have my knee socks back.
Therapeutic.
I'm wearing knee socks and my legs are warm and it's very satisfying. So,
very happy for you that you've
thank you
reclaimed
thank you
your youth.
Overcome this trauma.
I have, and also able to support a very worthy sounding company. So go check them out. Really, the socks are nice. They're good looking and comfortable.
That's good.
Yeah.
Catherine, what do you have?
Well, this is not nearly as exciting as reclaiming the knee sock, but it's another reinvention of something from our youth, right? So my son is applying to college and he is using the Common app for a lot of his applications. And I believe my daughter used it also 3 years ago when she was doing this process, but I was not involved, like, in any way. So, I must have given her a credit card to pay some of the fees, but who knows? But with my son, I've been a little bit more involved in just sitting with him as he's working through the Common app. And it is pretty handy, I gotta say. I mean, if you applied to college back in the day where you had to roll a piece of paper into a typewriter because you couldn't use a computer or a word processor, this will, it's really nice to be able to fill in a lot of information only one time and then use it for multiple schools. And you can really customize it. You can say, for this school, I want to give it this information. And for this other school, I'm not sharing that. So that's really handy, because that was something that I was concerned about before we started the process. But you can, for example, some schools, the essay is optional. So you can decide whether or not to include it. Things like that. So it's very handy. And then when you finish and you click submit, confetti shoots from the corners of your computer screen, congratulating you for a job well done. So we both appreciated that. My son clicked the button a couple of times, like, oh, look, more. So it was pretty handy. And
great.
It's up to each school to decide how much, the application fee is set by the school. It has nothing to do with the Common app. And some of the schools have waived their application fees as well. So it doesn't cost anything, extra to use the Common app. And many, many, many schools are on it. And some of the schools we visited this summer, made a point to say it's fine to use it. Like, it doesn't disadvantage you in any way to use it. So, yeah. If you have a kid who's in the middle of this or going to be, don't overlook it, because it's an easy way to add schools to your list.
Thank you.
Nice.
And that's it for another week of Parenting Roundabout. If you missed any of our earlier episodes this week, look them up on Spreaker, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, or wherever you get your podcasts to hear what we have to say about natural consequences, things only moms see, and family favorites. You can also find all our episodes at parentingroundabout.com and talk back in the comments there, on our Facebook page, or on Twitter, where you'll find us at Roundabout Chat. And please visit our Amazon shop at amazon.com/shop/momitude, where you can find links to a lot of the things we talk about. Have a great weekend and happy Thanksgiving. Next week, we will be spending time with our families, loading up on new material, and serving you a delicious buffet of leftovers from our past episodes, except for a brand new serving of entertainment chat with our Tuesday round 2. We'll be back with new episodes on Monday, November 28th.